3-4s, today we are focusing on using vertical addition to solve one-digit problems. Now, last week we were looking at lots of mental strategies, so things like counting on, doubles and near doubles, and those strategies are going to be really helpful. So vertical addition, what we mean by vertical addition is just the way the equation is going to be set out in your workbook. So often you'll see an equation, say for example 5 and 2 set out like this. That is set out horizontally. So we're going to aim to set out all our equations one above the other like this, and making sure our columns line up. So every number lines up so we can see our ones column will all line up on top of each other. So let's try a few equations together. I'm going to be using some materials today to help me add. So I'm going to start off with some MAB. You might use things at home that you have like blocks, and later on I'm going to show you how you might use paddle pop sticks if you have them in your house as well. But it's completely up to you. You might like to draw a picture, or you might be able to just solve the written equation. So our first one we're going to do together, I've represented it using our MAB blocks, and you guys all know that these little squares represent 1. So our top number, we can see here, there's 3, and our bottom number is 4. So the equation is 3 add 4, and I'm going to represent that just over here how you would write it out vertically in your workbooks. I'm also going to just write, so we don't forget, that this is our ones column. So all we need to do is add these two numbers together. You might be able to see a near double, seeing 3 and 3, which is 6, and then add 1, or you might just use, say for example, the counting on strategy. So starting with the largest number and count on 4, 5, 6, 7. And if I was to represent that with my MAB blocks, it would look like this. So 3 add 4 equals 7. And you would write your answer just down here in line with all the other numbers. The next equation, let's try another one. So, eight is our first number, and we're going to add 6. So this is using our images. We're still just only using one-digit numbers, so we only have our ones column. So to write it out vertically, we make sure that the 8 and the 6 are above one another. So 8 adds 6, I'm going to start with the larger number, and I'm going to use my materials to help me add these together. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm going to get my MAB out to represent this, my answer. 14, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So I've got 14 ones. We can rename our 14 ones. So if you were to have a look, we can make a 10 out of our 14 ones. And here we've got one of our rods that represents 10. So if we were to get 10 of our ones, you would see that is equal to 110. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take away these 10 ones, and I'm going to rename it into 110. So my answer is the same as saying 110 and 4 ones, which is 14. So you would write your answer out like this. So our 4 is in our ones column, and our 110 would be in our tens column. So 8 add 6 equals 14. The next one we're going to try with a 2-digit number. So we'll have a ones column, and we're going to have a tens column as well. So see if you can figure out what numbers we will have. So I'm going to just put a line between here so we can see this is our ones column, and then this is our tens column. So our first number, we have 1 10 and 2 ones. So that's the same as saying 10 plus 2. So that is 12. And our second number is 6. We can see we've got 6 ones. So we need to make sure our ones are lined up and our tens are lined up. So we can see our second number is only a 1-digit number. So there's going to be nothing in the tens place. So if you'd like, you can put a 0. So what we always do is we always start with adding the lowest value. So we always start from right to left. So we're going to add our ones column first. So we can forget about this 10, and we're just going to think about our 2 and our 6. So we think 2, add 6. So I'm going to start with 6 in my head, and I'm just going to count on 7, 8. So I just write that answer in line with my ones column. So I'm going to get my MAB just to represent my 8 ones. Then we move to the tens column. We can see we've got 1, add, and there's nothing here. So 1 plus 0 is 1. And because this is our tens column, that is saying 110. So I'll put my 1 down. So our answer, we can see here, is 18. So 18 is made up of 110 and 8 ones. So 12 add 6 equals 18. We're going to do one more equation together. This time I'm going to use some paddle pop sticks, and they might be something that you have around at home that you can use to help you with your adding of equations. So we're going to do another 2-digit by 1-digit number. So what we're really focusing on today is setting our equations out vertically. So I'm going to use 1 paddle pop stick will still represent 1. So 1, 2. So I've got 5 ones there. And I'm going to have, my top number is going to be 15. So what I'm going to do is bundle up 10 paddle pop sticks together. I'm just going to tie them up, and that is going to represent 110. So that will be the same as one of our rods. So I'm going to pop that there. So we've got our ones column and our tens column. So let's have a look to see what our numbers are. So we can see we've got 1, 10 and 5 ones. So we've got 15. Add, we can 2, 4, 6, 7. 7 ones. So we're still making sure our ones are lined up vertically, and then we have our tens lined up. Like the previous equation, if there's nothing in the tens column, you can add a 0 so you don't get confused. So let's add this one up. So we need to have a look at our ones column first. So 7, add 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So remembering, we can't write 12 down in our ones column. We can't have 2 digits there. And you'll see what we need to do when we get our paddle pop sticks out. I'm going to get 12 out. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So with our 12, we're saying 12 ones. We need to see, can we rename it? So can we bundle up to make a 10 to carry our 10 over? So we need to see, can we put 10 paddle pop sticks together? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can bundle this up to make a 10. So we're going to leave, so 12 ones is the same as saying 2 ones and 1 10. So we're going to leave our 2 ones in the ones column and we're going to carry our 10 ones. So I'm just going to put that up there. And if we were writing that, we would do a big 1 in the tens column. So now we move along and we've got 1 10, add another. So it's saying 1 plus 1, which is 2. So we would get 2 more bundles and we've bundled them up. And we remember we need 10 ones in a bundle. So we put that in our answer and we need 1 more 10. So you can see, and if we were doing it in our written, we'd write our 2 down. We can see we've got 2 10s and 2 1s. So 2 10s is the same as saying 20. So our answer, 15 add 7 is 22. So don't forget, guys, that you can use any materials at home that may help you. Some of you may not need to use any materials, but some good useful things are paddle pop sticks, or you might have some Lego or some blocks that may be helpful. Good luck with your questions. Don't forget that you can always re-watch this video at any time if you need.